Welcome to Edu-Tech.
Hello, good evening, everyone. You are welcome to this lecture session. I want to start the lecture. Lend me your ears, just listening ears, and let's run through the lecture successfully. In our previous lecture, we discussed the cultural perspectives that provide differences of human resource management practices across countries or across cultures. We identified some cultural frameworks, such as the HOFSID 1980-2001, the Tompena Abdin Tona 1993, the Globe Study by a group of researchers, House et al. 2004, and Hall 1976. In today's lecture, we are going to look at the institutional perspectives that provide reasons for differences in human resource management practices across countries. And this lecture will particularly focus on the institutional perspectives. We are going to look at the several perspectives, institutional perspectives that also provide reasons for differences in human resource management practices across countries. We are going to look at the varieties of capitalism as one of them, the institutional isomorphism as the second one. These are the two perspectives we are going to look at in this lecture, if time permits us, if time and space permits us. The varieties of capitalism. First, let us understand what we mean by institutional perspectives. What is institutional perspectives? What do we mean by institutional perspectives? It involves different ways of structures, including rules and norms, routines and schemas that become as authoritative guidelines for social behavior. That definition is given by, is accredited to North 1990 and Scott 2001. Institutions are accepted rules of conduct that manifest as rules, they manifest as governance mechanisms, both in the society, organization, and markets. Varieties of capitalism are of three types. The first is Anglo-Saxon liberal market economy. Good examples include USA, Germany, Canada, Norway, and the rest of them. The second one is coordinated, collaborative, or coordinated market economies. Examples are Japan and Germany. And then the third is mixed market economy or transitional economy. Example is Nigeria. VOC, variety of capitalism defined. What does it mean? It refers to many different ways of organizing a capitalist economy or economic system. Two major types of market economy exist, and other forms of it originates from either of the two. Other form of it originates from either of the two, according to Hall and Soskis, 2001. Anglo-Saxon liberal market economy. We are going to focus on the US model. There is UK model. There is also USA model. USA model, given a description of USA model of a liberal market economy, is a liberal market economy that is free, that has freedom of enterprise. What we mean by that, having freedom of enterprise, is that people are free to go about their businesses. They are free to establish any form of business. they want to establish or they want to engage it, will based on government regulations and rules. There is no price control in this economy, this type model of economy. It is liberal economy. It means that the market is governed by price mechanisms, by the forces of demand and supply. That's what it means. And so government has no intervention over it. The government has no control over it. It is governed by price mechanism. Price mechanism has rules. It's an economic system that has rules and regulations. It is a liberal market economy that is free and compartmentalized market economy. That means it is separated in sectors. For instance, you have banking sector, agricultural sector, manufacturing sector, and other sectors. It is separated in a sector. The separation is rigid, and it exercises a certain level of autonomy. Because of the separation, they gain autonomy. Each sector has its own autonomy. It is a free market economy. What are the features? What are the features that this economy exhibits? It includes competition. In a liberal market economy, there is competition, especially the US model. Competition is the survival of the fittest. It is capitalist-oriented market, whereby you invest as you are the owner of the organization. You are the owner, you own the property. You are licensed to your property. And so, as many as they are that exist, that are capitalists in that economy are competitive. It is survival of the fittest, and it is profit-oriented. It is profit-oriented. A radical innovation is one of the characteristics of the liberal market economy of the US model. Innovation is initiative. You are free to invent ideas. You are free to invent technologies. You are free to initiate any idea that will help to boost the economy and yield more profit in your business. It's a private ownership. It is a private ownership. It exhibits the characteristics of private ownership. It is owned by individuals. It is owned by individuals. And there is low rate of taxation because the government wants to, improve. Wants this sector, this type of a market economy, the industries, the companies that exist in this liberal market economy to grow, to develop. The US model incorporates interventionist role of the government, generally welfare. That's the only aspect where the government is involved in the area. Place people will go haywire, and the property of people, organizations will not be guided, and people will behave anyhow in the market economy. So government in this aspect involves in regulating the welfare of the people as well as protecting their lives, protecting the rights and property of the individuals. Examples of liberal market economies or countries are Australia, Britain, India, Switzerland. The Britain model of liberal market economy is different model. We call it Rhineland model of difference. It is different from the US model. The Britain is a monarchical country. And so the monarchical rule, like chieftaincy rule, affects the features of a monarchy affects the economic, the market economy. And so that is what makes it different. One of the features that distinguishes it from or differentiates it from the liberal market economy of the US model. There are other features which, if you go into literature, you will find out yourself. Now, the second market economy is the collaborative or coordinated market economy. Good examples include Japan and China. Japan and Germany. How do we describe this market economy? It is a market economy where there are different market segments, units, and firms are coordinated. You know, there are different of them. There are different existing segments of the market economy. The market is segmented into units, and the firms are coordinated as many as as the segments are or the units are, yet they are coordinated. They interact. They interact with each and one another. That is what the difference between the coordinated market economy and the liberal market. Liberal market is free market economy, but coordinated market economy is interrelated. They coordinate with one another. What are the features? What features does it exhibit? It is a social market economy, and you know, in a social market economy, government presence is paramount. Government presence is paramount. In fact, government provides almost all the things that exist. Government provides the rules are written, especially in the constitution of the country. There is no individualism is not private ownership is coordinated. The private firms or companies that exist in coordinated market economy are coordinated, but are regulated by the government rules and regulations. You know, there is strong and active institutional regulations, yes, and with close ties. That is what I'm trying to explain. There is a strong tie. Institutional regulations, the regulations that are generally accepted rules of behavior, of social behavior, exist in coordinated market economy. Between the different shareholders, the state, and the companies, and various shareholders that reflect, especially in the Japanese model of a Confucian Asian approach of capitalism. Other examples include like Germany is an example of it, and France. France is a socialist. All these countries are socialist. They are socialist countries. Now, the third one is the mixed market economy or the transitional market economy. Example is Nigeria. This particular typology, economic typology, market economic typology is the type that exists in developing countries, and that is why it is called transitional market economy. It's a developing market economy system. There is no clear clarification. There is no clear classification of the Nigerian's market economy, because Nigeria falls within this mixed market economy. It is the modern theorists describe this market economy of Nigeria as mixed market economy. Why? Because private ownership exists. There is public companies and private companies exist. Government and individuals are involved in this type of market economy. According to Jackson 2006, all African states are transitional market economies because of they are developing economies. Because they are developing economies. That is why they are transitional. Examples of this include Africa. In Africa, we have Nigeria, West Africa. Nigeria is in West Africa. Arab and Latin American states are examples of mixed market economy or transitional market economy.